Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Goodwill shopping day. I actually got to the store to open today, so hopefully that means I get all the good stuff. So let's get in there. So I'm hitting the art aisle first, which I always do at this location. And this piece, I think it's really pretty. Do not like the green. It's just too neon to me, and I don't like the brush strokes. So I thought maybe I should buy it and paint over it, because I've been doing a lot of painting in my very little spare time. It's only $4. The frame is also really good. So maybe I'm gonna do that, because that would kind of be a fun little thing to do in the evening. This is a sweet seascape painting. The birds are so cute. Let's see how much it is. It is $3.99. Okay, this will go in the cart. I'm always looking for needle points, embroidery, you guys know. And this, I like the message, but I don't love how it's framed, so I'll probably pass. I wonder if coastal beach items are going to be the theme of today. This is a really well done paint by number. It is $1.99. There's some black marks there. And the same with the other beach painting. Usually you can get those off with a magic eraser. So I may get this. A new cart just went by and I grabbed this mug off of it. Although there's a spot there where the glaze didn't adhere the clay, so I may pass actually after looking at it. So I just saw another shopper debating this basket, and I was hoping they would leave it behind, and he did. It is $6.99. Very cool metal basket. So excited to find this mug. It's by my favorite mug maker in the area. I have a few of their mugs. This is the first like creamy one with Sasquatch on it that I found. Usually they're blue, but they have a really nice hand feel, and they're lightweight, and the glaze is soft. Anyways, this is for me. I'm so excited. I just raided a new cart. I grabbed this candle holder because I am making sets for the holidays. And then I also grabbed this ornament stand. Usually I don't like ornament stands. I feel like they're cheesy. But this one I think is kind of interesting, especially since it's more of a pewter color. It is $3.99. These two pottery pieces are really beautiful. Love the blue on this one. $3.99. It's very heavy, but I feel like with matches in it, it would look so good. I don't know if that's a chip. I gotta check that out. It might just be where the glaze didn't adhere. And then this one is so colorful. Wow, the shape is really fun. And this is also $3.99. Okay, I need to do an inspection of both. More beautiful pottery. Love the matte glaze on this one. It has a lot of black marks, so I'm hoping a magic eraser can get that off. And then the bottom there has a little bit of discoloration, but I think that's like part of the clay. And then this little bowl is really sweet. It's $2.99. Again, a magic eraser would clean up all that underneath. But do I need to pick up something small like this? I kind of have a new strategy with pottery this year that I need to tell you guys about. So I want to tell you about my new strategy with pottery. Sometimes I have really great luck with pottery and I sell it for high dollar values and it just goes so quickly, and other times it just sits and sits and I don't know why, and I have to basically fire sale it to get it out of my life. So this year I'm going to be a little bit more mindful at pricing pottery in my booth, specifically for lower price points, just to kind of get out of my life. Like, I want to make a decent margin on it, but I don't need to shoot for the stars in that setting. I just want to move it because I found that I have really have a lot of trouble moving pottery in a booth when it's priced a little bit higher. Not online on Etsy, but in my booth. And I like to bring a lot of the pottery to my booth just because, you know, it's delicate. I don't necessarily want to ship it. And I find a lot of like good enough pieces, and those are the types of pieces that usually go to my booth. Like, this is like a beautiful piece. I may not list it on Etsy. It's like a good booth piece, and so I'm gonna try to price it more reasonable, and I got it for $3.99. So I have margin to do that. So that's my strategy this year. We'll see how it goes. So last year I started to dabble more in glass, and I still don't have a lot of confidence in knowing what to pick up unless it's like a signed piece. Like, these are cute, but would they appeal to someone? And this one being $4.99, I feel like that's a higher entry point. And you can definitely tell people have tried to take the tag off to see if it has any signature on the bottom. So it must not, since so many people have tried and left it behind. But I really like the butterfly. Oh my gosh, you guys, I nearly freaked out when I touched this because I wasn't expecting the fur. I almost went, ugh, thinking it was an animal. I mean, technically it was the animal's fur. I'm not sure how I feel about this, that it has this furry background. I won't be getting it. It's also $7, but that was a tactile experience, let me tell you. The pottery today has just been incredible. This piece, $8. but it's a really lovely like night scene on the beach. Really well made. So maybe it's worth the $8 to pay up. And then this piece is adorable. The swan, $4.99. I feel like this might have to be a yes because it's a bird. So I just realized this has a chip on the base. So I guess that makes the decision easier. Whether or not I should pick it up, it's a pass. This is lovely, but it is $6, which seems like a lot. It's very well done though. So I usually don't pick up toys, but anything Lego catches my eye. This is a brand new box, $9.99. And I looked on eBay and it's selling for like 30 to 40 bucks plus shipping. So I think I'm gonna give it a try. More ceramics. This piece is very interesting. Love the color, love the shape, very abstract, $2.99. I think it's gotta go in the cart with all of its pottery friends. Another metal basket, but this one doesn't look as good as the other one. It looks too modern and it's very lightweight and flimsy. And usually when I find these, they are very solid. The flowers are so adorable on this. $7.99, which seems a little high. Also, I don't know if I can get that black mark off. It looks not like grime. It's something that may have like really soaked in. Oh my goodness. It's a baby Jesus all by itself. I don't see another nativity. Oh wait, part of a nativity over here. But I think the style is different, which means I think I can just buy this little baby Jesus without the guilt of separating him from his family and farm animals. So this guy's coming home. Anyone else grossed out like me by all of the fuzzies in hair on felt at the thrift store? I just don't want to even think about it. Sorry if I'm grossing you out as well. $7.99. Love the frame. It's metal. Very interesting. But not for $7.99 and all of the cat hair. So here is the cart shot for today. 2 pieces of art. A lot of pottery, actually. And 1 Lego set. So I got a lot of pottery at this stop, which was great. I was looking at other people's carts because I'm like super nosy when I'm out thrifting. I like to look to see what everyone else has gotten. I love to talk to people about their finds, and a lot of good pottery in other carts. So I definitely was also a little jealous. I was like, oh man, like where do they find that? So good haul of pottery. Apparently a lot of pottery has been coming through recently, probably because someone donated a bunch maybe for tax season, and that's why a lot is making it through. But yeah, really good pottery. Makes me want to come back later or tomorrow and try again to see if anything else comes through, because it's like very unique, well-made stuff. But yeah, okay, we should go to the next stop. So next stop is Village Merchants, which is always one of my favorites in Portland. A bronze bird. It is $18, so I probably won't get it. It almost looks like it could have been on something as well. But for $18, I'm gonna pass. Last time I was here, I was so excited thinking this was one of the angels that I sell, but it's plastic, so pass. But someone in a forum recently said that cherubs are selling really well for them in their booth, so something to kind of keep an eye on. This is a strange lidded pot. I'm assuming it's for tea bags, like to store your tea bags in. It is, how much is it? 12. Lid is a little wonky, so don't think I'll get it because of that. Oh my goodness, are these tiny Kakeshis in a boat? $3. Oh my goodness, that's a yes. So I'm always on the hunt for Polish boxes, but this one, $8 and pretty chewed up on that side, so that's a pass. My mother-in-law has a pottery studio and she loves these stamps for her pottery. So anytime I can find them reasonable, like this is 12, I usually pick them up, so this will come home. This rabbit vase is so cute. I love how they're all in the field. It's $6, signed on the bottom. I think I'm gonna get it. So in case you're new to picking up pottery, anytime you see a piece like this that has a rough spot inside and a lip, that means it would have had a lid, and the lid is now gone. So they're not as valuable when the lid is missing. So I would pass on this. This painting I thought was really interesting. It definitely has some sheen to it. The frame I don't love. It's kind of a cheap cherry, but it's only $10. I probably have a frame I could put this in. I'm always looking for needlepoint pillows. This one is $35, so outside my budget. So this is a slipper rack, is what it says. Have you guys ever heard of something like this? I have a lot of slippers. Do I need this for my own house? A cute little keys hook. It needs the mechanism though to hang on the wall. So I do have them, so I could easily do it, but it's $8, so I'm gonna pass. So many quilts and granny blankets. They're also colorful and fun. I know quilts always have a buyer, but I'm wondering how like granny blankets are doing now, like granny square, any of those, because they used to sell like hotcakes and I just feel like they've slowed down, but I'd be interested in knowing what you guys have found in your own booths and online. So that was a quick in and out. I got 2 things for me, 2 things to sell. These little adorable Kakeshi are just so cute. I just can't even. They're in a boat all together hanging out. What a fun time for them. Anything miniature, anything Kakeshi. Slam dunk, man. Slam dunk, so I had to come home. So it's a few days later and I'm out running errands with my son, so we thought we would swing by Value Village and see what we could find. The trinket aisles are really stocked today, which is great. This candle holder is awesome. It's just the single one, but the candle aisle is actually through there, so I'm hoping there's a pair of these, $6.99. And then this candle holder that's a camel is really cute too. It's hand painted. A bunch of stone apples. Love this pair. Although this is plastic, which is kind of, I don't know, cheesy, but $10. Is this one 10 as well? Yeah, they're all 10. I have trouble with the red ones. I've had better luck with like lighter colored ones, but this is like not worth it. I can't believe I almost missed this brass giraffe for $7.99. This is so exciting. Easter's coming up, so I kind of grabbed this bunny and my son liked it too, but it's not super valuable and it's $6.99, so we'll think about it. It's very rare that I actually come across a piece of Murano that's labeled Murano. This is handmade in Italy. They are $20 each. I need to look up comps. Anyone else hate when they price bookends separately? Like, come on, they always need to go together. So my son seems to be the good luck charm, so I got this wall plaque. I've been selling a lot of these types of wall plaques, not for a lot of my booth, but they've been going. This key hook, which is very interesting, not cheap, but I think it is worth picking up because it's so interesting. And then, oh no, okay. It's all good. Thankfully, it did not get hurt. Thank you, sweetie. And then music box.
Music box?
Yeah, $6.99, and it works, and it seems to be in good shape. Some pretty pottery pieces. This one, $8.49. Seems like a lot. This one probably by the same person with the rope, but it's definitely a lot cheaper. It is $5.49. Bottom says Homes. A sweet little wood vase, but it has a pretty significant crack there, so passing on that. This pot is pretty. I wish I had a drainage hole because as a planter it would be great. It says Joe's First Pot, 10-2000. Well done. Hopefully he continued on. Man, I wish I would have found these during the holidays when everyone was doing Ralph Lauren Christmas. They would have been perfect. So we grabbed this off the new cart, but it's $14.99. It's really good, but that seems really steep, even though I do have a coupon. Putting this back because, again, $6 to start with. I just feel like there's not a ton of margin. So a few things we've abandoned. This one, this bowl, and the bunny rabbit. We're just not too excited about them. Grab these neutral candles because I need this size quite often. They're a good like Scandi size. And I also just grabbed this out of a new cart. It has a brass deer in it. $5.99, but I do have a coupon. We're looking at the new stuff on the new cart, and this came out at $70. My son goes, that is not true. That's a complete scam. We just pulled this off of another new cart, and this is so pretty. The book stand. Okay, he's putting the book in. So I think we're sold on it. Also grabbed this very cool Indian box for $4.99 and this strange painting. It's only $5. I have a friend who collects weird paintings of people, so I think this will be for her. So we're back home in my studio space. It's a few days later. I wanted to highlight the one thing from the haul that will be available on Etsy, It's this beautiful book stand. I have found many book stands, in my career as a vintage reseller. Usually they're the carved wood, rosewood ones. This one, just insane. Just insane. The florals are stunning. It's actually a lot larger than the ones I usually find. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, a lot of people use these actually for cookbooks in their kitchen, and then I've also seen people use them to put towels on in their bathroom. So it's a very versatile piece. It's, first and foremost, obviously a book stand. But I thought the towel option was really fun because we all have towels in our bathroom. We're like, how are we displaying them? Something like this would absolutely wow your guests. So this is going to be available on Etsy. This is actually in partnership with my son who wants to do some reselling with me. It's a way that I have been able to get him to come thrifting with me, as I tell him if we pick out the things together, then you can share in the profits. And so that very much appeals to him. If you've seen one of my videos recently, you know that he has like a financial goal that he set for himself that is beyond what he would earn with his allowance. So I'm like, how are you gonna earn that money? So one of the ways I suggested is that he could come with me thrifting and we can do some reselling together. So that's what we have started this year. And this is one of the pieces I told him that I will put online for him. And so yeah, he'll be excited by whoever buys this, because it'll be like, yes, it's going towards, his goal that he set for himself. So 7-year-olds are just so funny. Like, how do they come up with this stuff? I mean, I know how he came up with selling stuff for profit, obviously, but his financial goals is just so funny to me. So a couple more things I wanted to show you. I totally forgot to show you this amazing abstract piece that I picked up at the antique mill that I went to for their big January sale. It's very textural. It's actually like 3D. I don't know if that's coming through on screen. It's just really cool and mid-century. The frame is actually wood painted gold. It's from 1969. So it's definitely a mid-century piece. I love it. I got it actually for me, and then I'm just having trouble finding a place in my home for it. I actually need to focus on just large scale art in my home because I have a lot of wall space versus small pieces like this. But you know me, I love small pieces. I love miniature, small anything. So this is actually going to be available on Etsy. I was very excited about this find. So I decided to stop by an estate sale that I saw when I was driving and running errands. It was really picked over, like extremely picked over, but it was the day of the sale where they're like, just make me offers. We're going to do bundle deals. And I got these beautiful painted wood frames. It's so hard to show these on screen. So it ended up being $5 for the bundle of frames, which I thought was a really good deal. I can't decide how I want to sell them. Like, do I actually find a piece of art, put it in? Because I do have a lot of loose art. I need to measure the opening to see if it's standard for a piece of glass. One thing, if you ever thrift a frame that doesn't have glass and you want to put glass in it, obviously you can probably thrift another picture frame that has glass in it and you can just pop it right in. So let me know your thoughts. Should I just sell them as a bundle like this? No artwork, no glass. Would that appeal to someone? Because honestly, I think even as a collection on the wall, and then you put maybe artwork inside, I do love that when I see someone takes a piece of art and then they house it within another frame. I think that's just such an unusual way to display art. It just makes it that much cooler and purposeful. I may just pop them up on Etsy as is, and then if they don't sell, then maybe that's the decision to try to find glass for them and or artwork. Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Okay, so I'll just list those on Etsy too. So something kind of dumb I bought, and I admit it's dumb. I lost my mind, but I have been looking for curio types of display things. I bought this one recently to display some things in. I actually may put it in my booth for some of my smalls because I just have smalls on top of the surface, and I feel like just smalls everywhere and not displayed like that. I feel like they'd kind of get lost, where if they were in a collection, it may sell them better. Anyways, I decided to pick up this because when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a really great assortment of boxes, and the boxes are a decent size. The problem with some curios in the typesetting, things like this is definitely a curio, but there's the typesetting organizers. The squares are really small, and so you really have to display miniatures in it. You can't really display anything else. Where this, you can display other things. Also, it's shallow, and so the item is not lost into the depth of the piece. Now this is, and for those of you who are parents will know, this is a Melissa and Doug piece of packaging for a toy. So this is the toy. And Value Village was selling it for $4.99. And I loathe when thrift stores sell packaging because it's like, this is truly garbage and you're trying to get someone to buy it. But then I became the person that day that bought this because it really did fit this thing that I had in mind that I wanted to do with a curio. And I even kind of liked the stripe on the sides and then the pink inside. So it like cut down the DIYing I was planning to do with another one. So I actually gave them a win. And I feel terrible about rewarding them for buying literal like packaging trash that belonged in the garbage. But it really does fit something. And also, you know, I saved this from the landfill and it will like live another day. And that is a win for the planet. So I have to remember that. But it was very hard for me to pick up. I wanted to show you guys a couple more things. I'm posting these articulating men online. This one I'm gonna put on hold because someone did reach out to me about it. But this guy doesn't have a hold on him right now. I love picking up these. They always seem to sell, especially the ones that are this type of like honey, darker tone versus the blonde. This one I thought was really great, even though it's blonde because it has the articulating belly, which you don't see very often. So 2 of these dudes are coming to you guys. My son desperately wants to keep both of them. So I gotta get them out of my house. Otherwise, they are going to end up in his room. So at that estate sale that I got those frames, I also picked up this broom. Don't sleep on hand brooms, especially if they're kind of aesthetic looking or old or have patina. People love them. People love hand brooms, especially if they're cheap enough. This one was $1. I have sold bundles of old little like crumb dust brooms. They just like to use them in their decor. I always get a little grossed out picking up someone else's old broom because I'm looking at this one and there's definitely, looks like chips. Looks like chips in it. I'll clean that out before I sell it. But other people are not grossed out by other people's old brooms and they actually like to display them in their home. So that is one of those surprising things as a thrifter when I found out people like them and there's a market for them. I was like, really? People's old brooms. Okay, great. So anyways, I am picking them up when I find them cheap enough. So this one I thought was very, pretty. It has like the right coloring. It's from Canada. It's just a really pretty broom despite the food in it. Anyways, that will be cleaned out. I will probably put this in like my booth, or if I get another one, I may sell it as a bundle online. It's not something I pick up often, but when I do, they seem to sell, so something to keep in mind. Okay, so 2 more things I wanted to show you. One is my poppy collection. You guys want to see some of the other pieces that I have in my collection of poppy artwork. I don't really talk about this collection a lot. It's something that's a little bit more personal to me. It's to memorialize someone, and that's why I'm collecting these pieces as a way to remember them. And so that's why I don't talk about this particular collection much. But the pieces are beautiful, and it's a very slow building collection because I'm very intentional about the ones that I am picking up. And so I thought I would just show you the 4 pieces that I have put into my collection so far. So it's a bit different than the other collections that I have, which are more fun and interesting and quirky. This one actually has like a deeper meaning behind it. But I thought you might want to see some of the pieces that I have. And then I'm also going to show you how I use a magic eraser to get the black marks off of any type of canvas that you find at the thrift store that looks a little bit beat up and you think, is this even able to be rescued? Yes, and I have removed so much like dirt and tarnish with a magic eraser while still preserving the piece of art. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I just got this piece of art and you can see that there's some black marks here. There's black marks on the edges up in the clouds. This is a magic eraser that has been moistened and then I wring it out. And then you just wipe away the marks with the magic eraser really softly. And you can see that the black mark is already going away quite a bit. And sometimes you have to change the angle of it or also change what spot on the sponge because as it gets gross, you want a clean spot that you're wiping with on the canvas. So same thing with this mark up at the top here. Just make sure as you're doing it to just be mindful that you could start to take off some of the actual paint, depending the type of paint it is. But usually the black marks are a lot more superficial compared to the paint. So the paint is definitely more adhered to the canvas where the black mark is just kind of laying on top of it. If you're not applying like insane amount of pressure and you also have pre-wet the sponge, usually you're able to get the marks off without really taking any paint away. So this is my poppy art collection, and it's something I've been wanting to build for a long time. I just don't really ever come across poppy art, and I wanted to like collect it and find it, not just go out on the internet and purchase something. This was the first piece that kicked off the collection. I got this in the UK when I was shopping with Angela, another reseller who has a YouTube channel. You guys may have seen that video. It was so much fun to shop with her. Bless her. She found a few needle points that day, and this would be something very much that she would have kept for herself for her shop, but she let me buy them, and I'm grateful for that because this really kicked off this wall, and it's just so stunning and beautifully framed. And then this I just found with you guys, took it out of the frame. It looks so much better. And I love the way the artist stacked their signature right there. I think that makes it even that much cooler. This piece is actually done by my husband's grandfather. He became a watercolor artist when he retired, and he mostly did like lighthouses and landscapes, very few florals. And when I found this in the stack of artwork that we were going through to take home with us as keepsakes, I definitely teared up because I couldn't believe I was going to be able to have a piece of art made by a family member in my poppy gallery wall, which I thought was just so special. And then this piece, oh my goodness, this is actually a print that I got for Christmas. My son picked it out. This is a local artist. There was a bunch of art at this person's space, and my son chose this one, which to my husband and I's surprise, we really couldn't believe it because of the meaning behind the art, but it just was just such a special moment that of all the ones he chose, this is the one. And now it lives in the gallery wall that I'm building. So very slowly but surely, I am amassing enough pieces to hang up. But yeah, it's a collection that's very special to me. And it's one I don't want to just buy pieces. I want to come across them and build it slowly. Okay, so we're back in the chair. Thank you so much for watching today. And I can't wait to see you in my next thrifting and decorating video. Take care.